Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Azulam here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if this is your first time of coming across my channel, kindly subscribe and turn on the bell icon so that you'll be the first to know anytime I post a new video. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. So for today's tutorial, I'll quickly show you how to draft an off-shoulder bodice with spaghetti strap for a baby girl. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Pattern, I'll be using a 4-year-old baby girl measurement for this. So the bodice length for a 4-year-old baby girl, the one I am using is 10 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 11. So I'm going to mark that out on a straight line, and then I'll connect the line . So after connecting the line now, the next thing to do is to mark out the shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is 10 inches, half of that is 5. So I'm going to mark out 5 inches here. Okay, this is a no sleeve pattern. Okay, remember we're working is for a strapless spaghetti strap. So I'm going to come down by half an inch, which is for the shoulder slope, and that is the point here. Then the neck width, I'll be making use of 2 3/4, which is this point here, and the neck depth of 2 1/2, which is here. So I'm going to connect the points together. I'm going to connect this. Okay, so I'm going to use my French curve and connect this. Here you can give it any shape of your choice. Okay, it's up to you. So I'll connect this. Now this is the neckline. The next thing now to do is to mark out the armhole. Like I said, armhole measurements, you use the same measurement you use for the shoulder. Most of the time is what you're supposed to use, but this is really optional. The best thing to do is for you to measure the baby so you can get an accurate measurement. So the armhole, I'll be making use of 4 1/2 inch. Okay, if I add it with this half inch I've added already as the shoulder slope, you can see it will give me the same 5, which is what I also use as the shoulder measurement. So I will insert the same 5 here, that is the shoulder measurement here, and connect to a straight line. Okay, so after connecting this, now will now be the chest line. Okay, so and before we go on guys, the advanced and intermediate online classes is almost around the corner. So if you're interested, kindly check the description box for more details on how to go about that. So to what we're doing, this is 4 1/2 inch, remember. So to get the midpoint, I'm going to fold my tape over like this to get the midpoint. So I'm going to mark that point there, that is the midpoint. Then I'll go in by 3/4 inch, which is this point here, as you can see. Then I will now mark out the chest measurement. The chest measurement is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So this is 6 here, plus 1 inch for seam allowance. Then I'll connect the line. If you have been following my tutorials, you should be familiar with this by now. Okay, but I really want you to get what I'm doing today. That is why I am drafting a basic bodice for you to see. From there we determine the off shoulder with spaghetti strap. So this is it now. I'm going to mark out the waist measurement, which is 23 inches. That is 5 3/4, which is this point here. And then I'm going to add 1 inch for my seam as usual. Then I'll connect the line. So now here we have our basic bodice pattern for a 4-year-old baby girl. So from here we will now determine the off shoulder, which is the main topic for today. So now to determine that, remember this is the midpoint of the armhole. I'm going to connect that point now to a straight line because that is where I'll be using for the off shoulder. So from this shoulder line to that point, okay, let me place my tape like this. From the shoulder line to that point is 2 3/4. So I'm going to mark that 2 3/4, which is here. So I'm going to connect that to a straight line. Okay, so from this point now, what I'll do is to come down by 1/2 inch. Okay, so this is 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch. I'm going to connect. Okay, so now this, had it been we are making only off shoulder, this is what we'll be needing. From this point downward is what we'll be needing for the off shoulder. But for this, it's going to have a spaghetti strap. So now to determine that spaghetti strap, you can see this point that where I mark out my neck width. I'm going to make that line straight to come down to this line here. Remember I used 2 3/4, so I'm going to bring it down to this point. Okay, I'm going to connect that to a straight line like this. Okay, I hope you can see this very well. All right, so this is where the strap will be coming in. Okay, I hope you understand. So now what the next thing for me to do now is to determine how many inches you would want the spaghetti strap to be. For mine, I will make mine 1 1/2. By the time I'm done with sewing, I'll end up having 1 inch. So I'm going to mark 1 1/2 following this line that we marked earlier. So I'm going to mark that and then I'll connect to a straight line. So now this is the shoulder, sorry, the spaghetti strap. All right, so this is what I'll be using. By the time I'm done sewing, I'll end up having 1 inch. You know, the spaghetti strap is not supposed to be too long. Okay, so this is how to draft it. When you're cutting now, you can see this side is no longer needed, this other side is no longer needed. It's just this strap and the off shoulder. So this is it. Like I was saying, if I wanted to make an off shoulder dress, this is very okay. That is for a 4-year-old. All you have to do now is to add your seam allowance for this upper side. Remember, we've added already for the bodice length. Okay, so now strap, remember that we cut out earlier. As you can see, this is that shoulder slope. I didn't cut it off. Okay, it's not supposed to go off because this will go straight to the back. Okay, it's supposed to be like this. Okay, this will be for front and this will be for the back side. Okay, so all I have to do now when cutting it out, I'll just add extra 1 inch to, because of my sewing allowance, that's what I'll just add. So instead of cutting it bits like this, I'll just check what I have here placed together. It is 6 3/4 rather, and then I'll add extra 1 inch to that for my sewing allowance, so that I will not have it in pieces like this. Okay, so that is it. Now to add a little sleeve, maybe you're making a cape dress, or you just want to add a little sleeve to the dress, all you have to do is check what you used. For me, I will take this is what I used. From this shoulder line, okay, to that point that will cut off is 3 1/4. So I'm going to take a plain sheet and I'm going to mark 3 1/4 on it. Now I have a plain sheet here. Assuming you want to make the sleeve, let's say 4 or 3 inches, because it should be small. This is 3 inches. That is the length of the sleeve, which you want to add to the off shoulder. Okay, so assuming this is the length, remember that I said I used 3 1/4 from this shoulder line to the line that will cut off. So I'm going to mark that 3 1/4 this way. This is 3 1/4. Okay, then I'm going to add 1/2 inch for sewing allowance, which is here. Okay, so after marking that out, I'm going to take this method is an easy way of going about this. So I'm going to take this now and place the remaining armhole area like this. Okay, starting from that line. Okay, you can also use your pin to secure. Okay, so I'll just mark that out. Okay, that is the line. So now that is the line. The next thing now to do is to mark out the bicep measurement. Assuming the bicep measurement is let's say 9 inches, half of that is 4 1/2, which is here, and then you add 3/4 inch, or you can also add 1/2 inch for your seam, and that is the point, and you connect. Now this is it. Okay, so all you have to do now is to just cut, follow this and cut it off, and there you have a sleeve to add to your off shoulder bodice. Okay, it's very easy and simple to do. Now remember, this sleeve now will be coming at this point here. This is where you'll be joining it. Okay, remember that is why we use this. So this is where you will join, and it will go this way. I hope you understand. While your strap comes up like this. Okay, so that is how easy it is to draft an off-shoulder bodice with a spaghetti strap. Now for the back pattern, all you have to do is to take this and place on a paper, then you add your 1 inch for zipper allowance. That is just how easy and simple it is to draft this pattern. So guys, that is it for today. Please subscribe if you have not, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon. So see you soon.